Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We got a question from Chuck down in Georgia, and he was wanting to know, can he use his natural trench, dirt trench that's in the crawl space to direct water to a sump pump? And he had a couple of other questions too. Stay tuned. Okay, Chuck, we see that all the time, especially houses built in the 60s and the 70s and even into the 80s. They would create this, looks like natural trench around the footer, around the foundation wall, because I guess back in the day, they used to actually pour termite chemicals in those trenches. So they would bring the plastic up to the trench, leave the bare dirt, and then put termite treatment around there. Well, they found that that wasn't a good thing to do, I guess, to put termite treatment underneath your crawl space, because then you breathe all that chemical in. But a lot of times, even today, builders still do that. It's basically that they haven't backfilled that area. So you've got a natural little trench right around your footer, water's coming in, and then you want to know, is it a good idea to let that water travel to the sump pump? And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, except that, of course, natural erosion could pick up dirt and shoot it towards your sump pump. And you may not have this problem, but the only thing I would be concerned about in the future is that that sump pump pit could start to take on a lot of mud, especially during heavy rains, and that mud clog the sump pump. So that would be my only concern. What we would typically do, obviously, is put in a pipe with a sock and aggregate and all that sort of thing in order to keep that mud out of the pipe, so that that water is as clean as it can possibly be as it goes towards the sump pump. The other question you had was, do we recommend loose lock? Now that's a term given to basically packing peanuts. We've tried it, I'll be honest with you. We've tried it in a crawl space or two, and we have never been able to keep that loose lock from floating no matter what we do, okay? So, I mean, I hate to say it, but it sounds like using a natural aggregate inside of a sock is the best way to go, like the easy flow pipe that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Some contractors will just put gravel around the pipe without a sock. We don't think that's a good idea, because there are some tiny particles of mud and dirt that can still make its way into that pipe, and gravel alone typically isn't enough to stop all that from happening. So if you're going to put in a pipe system like the Easy Flow, or even just a 4-inch perforated corrugated pipe, make sure it has a sock around it in order to keep that mud out of your sump pump. Okay, your last question was about what kind of way do we recommend to adhere the foam board or the plastic to your block walls. Now, typically what we use is a fastener, the Hilti gun fastener. You can also use a Christmas tree fastener, or you can even get a ramset fastener if you want to mechanically attach. If you're against mechanically attaching that to the wall because you're concerned about putting holes in your foundation wall, you could try an adhesive like the two-sided butyl tape. Would hold pretty good typically, but just keep in mind that any adhesive is going to fail most cases over time. So I have seen crawl spaces where they use a polyurethane caulk and it lasts forever. At least it seems like it lasts forever. But eventually all polyurethanes, all adhesives, we believe will eventually fail. So we want to mechanically attach plastic and foam board to the walls every time. And lastly, don't tape plastic to cinder block. The tape doesn't stick well to it, and eventually it's all going to fall off. I've seen people do that time and time again. That's not recommended at all. Two-sided butyl tape is going to be better than our white seam tape going up on the cinder block. And if you're wanting to maybe use a spray foam combination mixed with a Christmas tree fastener, I'm going to put a link below so that you can watch the ninjas put up plastic over a spray foam application on a brick wall. So my name is Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. Hope you make it a happy and blessed day, and we'll see you later.